Yo, what is going on, everyone? I hope you all are doing really, really well. And, well, I guess the channel's being rebranded again. Or, not exactly. So, I made a video a while back talking about how I rebranded the channel from vlogs and other stuff that I was doing, like the podcast episodes, the comedy skits, but mostly just the vlogs. And I was also doing the hotel reviews at the same time because I was wanting to do reviews about the Disney hotels and then some of the other stuff like the the Universal hotels. I'm sorry, my diction's not doing well today, but I was just kind of just doing a bunch of different content, and I made a whole video about it, how I decided I want to do hotel reviews full time for this channel, and now we're here, and that's what it has been. But now something has changed, and that is this channel is now going to be dedicated to reviews about hotels and resorts, specifically about theme park hotel and reviews. So, why have I decided this? Well, a lot of ideas. The thing is, I've always been a huge fan of hotels and resorts, but primarily the ones at theme parks because of the immersion and the experience that it provides. It's just very different from the ones that you get just from just like standard hotels, like the ones that you like, you can find down in your local area or your local city, like your typical Courtyard by Marriott or your typical Hampton Inn by Hilton hotels. I think they're great hotels, but I don't regularly stay at them, and it's not really something that I'm going to kind of just make reviews on, because, like, if we're just being real, no one's going to watch a random hotel review about this average 3-star hotel at this random city in this state, in this city, that no one's even ever heard of. So I'm going to kind of just dedicate it all to the theme park hotels, especially since I got a comment on my rebrand video saying that they would like to see reviews about other theme park resorts and hotels. And as I saw that, I was like, you know what? This is a good idea. Now, unfortunately, so a lot of you know that I live in the Orlando area because, and obviously, of course, because I go to the Disney parks and I stay at the Disney hotels. So, there's that. But the thing is, I live in Orlando right now, and where I am in my life right now, I can't exactly travel to everywhere right now and cover the other properties that are for theme parks or for amusement parks. Like, I want to go to all these theme parks and review them, like Dollywood or Cedar Point. That's one I've been really wanting to go to, and I'll have to find a time to go there sometime. But right now, I'm not in a place where I can do all of that, but I'm hoping that if I can rebrand this channel to Theme Park Hotel Reviews, I can eventually get to that point. But as for right now, it's just not a good spot. And so that means that I will, by doing this, end up going to a bunch of theme parks and amusement parks that a lot of the coaster enthusiast community is very eccentric around. Just to clarify, yes, I do love roller coasters, especially thrilling ones. And yes, I do very much like amusement parks and theme parks, but I'm definitely more of a Disney parks person. I'm sorry if I'm kind of biased towards that, but that's just... I've already made a whole video about like why I preferred the Disney parks over the Universal parks. I have that on my other channel that I made. I actually made it for this channel before I rebranded it, but I uploaded it to the other channel that I made for all the re-uploaded ones. But anyway, the point is I'm more of a Disney parks person. I'm still going to make other content, but I'm just going to kind of just be known for that. And I just want to make that very clear. I mean, don't get me wrong. I really like roller coasters and attractions, but I'm not like super big into it like when I was a kid. Like, you have like all these like coaster enthusiast channels, like they're constantly talking about like their favorite roller coasters and they're trying to get the best footage for them and stuff. And that's not really my priority. That's not really my field of interest like how it was years ago. I'm definitely more into the hotel range. That's my passion of interest. I think another thing is just like I have like other priorities in my life, and as a follower of Christ, there's a lot of things in life that I prioritized over the recent year about like what's important in life, what's not important in life, and I'm kind of just trusting in God that he's going to just take care of a lot of things in life. I'm not trying to say that, just wait on luck or something, but what I am saying is I'm wondering if God's going to work something out of my life, if that makes sense. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense at all. But anyway, the point is I am rebranding the channel to Theme Park Hotel Reviews, so now I'm going to be dedicated to this. Now, please don't see this as me immediately going to other theme parks and reviewing their properties and stuff. Don't see that immediately, because I need to get to a point where I can do that. But at least this is going to be a good start. And another thing I want to make known is I am not going to be making content about roller coasters or amusement parks specifically. It's just about the hotels because I'm not really too into that. And I know there's some people that like I know I got one comment saying that they want to see me make content about that because I should be doing that because people are interested in that. And I can see where they're coming from. Like, they see the potential in the channel, but that's just not what I want to do. Another thing is, like, I'm not like too invested in all the updates about theme parks and the rides and stuff, so you won't see me active on the roller coaster forums or the channels or just keeping up with the updates and stuff. I'll probably like hear a few things about it, but if you want to talk to someone about it, like if you're with me and my sister, like go to my sister. She knows all about that. She's more interested in that, ironically, considering I was like so crazy about it. But anyway, she's more in that interest, so she'll be more knowledgeable about that than me. But as for me, like, let's say like I'm out at a theme park or a hotel and we're talking and you're into roller coasters, super into like the community, coaster enthusiast community, and you're talking to me about it, like, I'll have conversations about it. I talk about my own favorite rides, but as far as like the updates or things that have happened or other rides, like, I'm not going to be too knowledgeable about it. So just warning you. So I'm not going to be making a lot of content really about the theme parks. I'll probably get a few B-rolls and footage of the parks, but it's not going to be a lot. I'm just going to get a few of it just for clips to put on for the review of the properties, because sometimes I talk about the hotels, talking about how like it's going to be good for you when you get back. Talking about how X room will be good when you get back from the parks or the theme park. Sometimes I talk about perks and stuff about the theme parks, and I've just put clips of the parks over them. That's the only reason why I would be filming for it. But other than that, I'm not going to be really too invested in all that. I'm just kind of just me enjoying my time. And I'm also not going to be talking about restaurants. Don't get me wrong. I love restaurants. And I even work in fine dining right now at the moment. So trust me, I get restaurants, they're cool. But I'm not exactly a food critic. And restaurants aren't exactly my field of interest. Oh yeah, another thing that's going to be different is that now that if I'm going to be making other content about other theme parks, if I'm going to be constantly getting to the point in my career where in this channel where I'm going to be constantly traveling, just assuming everything goes well. If I'm going to get to a point where I'm going to be constantly traveling and going to theme parks and creating content based off of the properties, I have to find some sort of way to create content about these properties where it doesn't take as much effort to make these videos. So these long form videos that you've been seeing on this channel for all these properties, that's about to come to end now. Because it takes a lot of effort, and I get very, very frustrated with the voiceovers. Like for this one right here, I'm trying to make sure that I'm enunciating every single word that I'm saying here correctly. Because when I'm doing the hotel reviews, I'm reading off of a script, and I'm not really good at memorizing everything that I'm writing down all at once. And when I'm doing all that, I'm not enunciating the words that I'm trying to say correctly, and it gets me so frustrated. And I'm just like, if I'm like miserable throughout all of this, then what's the point of even content creating? Because there's so many people that are inspired to do content creation because of how much passionate work and how fun it is. And a lot of times it's not that type of fun for me because the voiceovers are so freaking hard. Because I don't know what it is about me, but for some reason, I'm not good at enunciating words very well. You're probably looking at me thinking, well, you're kind of proving that wrong in this video. That's because I'm talking straight from my heart. It's a lot different when you're reading off of a script that you wrote down for what you want to say in the video and trying to enunciate it correctly. So there's a huge difference there. So that's the only reason. I'll probably do voiceovers for hotel reviews, but it cannot be as long as what it was before. Like, there's going to be some sort of change. And also, I have to make sure that the reviews are more brief now. I know you guys really, really loved the long-form content that I've been doing on this channel, but the problem is that it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of time, and if I'm going to be constantly traveling, like, I'm not going to be able to do all that at once unless I have like a million editors doing that for me, and I don't know if I can see that happening. So my only sort of solution that I can really do at this point is find some sort of way to make it shorter. And I don't know if it's going to be just as enjoyable or if it's going to be better or if it's not, you're not going to really care as much, but that's kind of just what I've got to just limit myself to. I know it might be disappointing to a lot of you, but that's just kind of what I just have to do. So my next hotel review is actually it's not really going to be a hotel, but it's going to be an accommodation of some sort, and I'm going to be testing out some sort of shorter form video on that just to test it out to see how it will work because of the accommodation that it is. And I've already reviewed the property, but this is a new type of accommodation that they have. You'll see what it is. I know it doesn't make sense when I'm saying it out loud, but you'll see what it is in the future. But I will promise you this. The last long form video that I've been doing in the past recently, the last long one that I'm going to be doing is going to be for Disney's Riviera Resort. I don't know about the Swan Reserve or the Dolphin Hotel, but definitely the Riviera Resort. So you can definitely count that there's going to be a long form video review on the Disney's Riviera Resort just to at least get that over with. Since the Riviera Resort is the last Disney property that I need to check off. I'm not counting all the other Disney Villa properties or DVC properties that I need to check off, like the villas and bungalows at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort, or the Animal Kingdom Lodge, like for Kidani Village and Jambo House. Like those type of properties, I still need to check those off, but those are at properties that I've already reviewed as a whole. It's Disney's Riviera Resort that is the last one actual resort that I haven't stayed at that I need to review, and so I'll make a whole long-form review content on that, and I promise you on that. That's going to be the last one, or at least the last guaranteed last one that you can count on. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of just make a video on that, and thank you so much for tuning into the video, and I love you guys, and I will see you all in the next video, I guess. Over and out.